Hi, Mark Gilbert here. Thanks for clicking in. This video is entitled Spiritual Practices While Social Distancing. Like all the videos on this channel, they're designed to give you some tools and ideas for assisting with our spiritual evolution. You know, we certainly live in interesting times, what with the coronavirus and all of the closures and changes to our society that have occurred in the last couple of weeks. You know, a week or so ago, I did post a video that looked at the coronavirus as well as our political polarization through a spiritual lens. Certainly encourage you to go view that video. But in this particular video, what I want to do is to tap into our changed circumstances, because many of us are now isolating ourselves from one another, or what they're calling social distancing, a phrase that probably wasn't in our vernacular up until the last week or two. Social distancing, of course, means isolating ourselves from other humans. In many cases, it means not going out or working from home, or not going to gatherings, not going to restaurants and bars, many of which are closed anyway. But it also means for many of us a self-quarantine situation where we're working from home and doing everything from home and minimizing our trips out and about in the world. What this means for many of us is that we are finding a lot of time on our hands, a lot of time at our house or dwelling, where we can fill that time with things that we want to do. And it can lead to boredom and isolation, or it can lead to a fulfillment of our lives. It all depends on our intentions and what we wish to do and how we wish to go about spending this time. So what I want to do in this particular video is to remind ourselves that we are these spiritual beings that are having this human experience. That as we move through this experience, although the world of affairs and all the stuff that's out there, all the things that we're seeing on the daily news, tends to want to keep us stuck and mired in the world of effects, the world of the material. What I'm calling you to do is to use this time of isolation as a time for spiritual growth. And what I'd like to offer you is 5 tips or suggestions on things that you can do during times of personal isolation that will help you and develop your spiritual nature, to develop that spiritual truth within you so that you're balancing the external world and more tapping into your real essence, your real truth. My first suggestion is to spend some time each day with words of inspiration. You know, we get so much negativity and fear-based messaging given to us by our media that we really do need to try to balance that out by having words that inspire us and uplift us and allow us to see the positive side of life. There's many ways in which these can flow into your nature every day. You can sign up for emails that give you positive daily reminders. Or in my case, what I've been doing is going through my bookshelves of books that I've purchased along the way that I've never read, some that I've wanted to reread, and I've been pulling them out and saying, okay, during this time of isolation, let's use this as an opportunity to read or reread that book. So there's another idea. You know, I just posted a blog on my website, Conscious Bridge, which is chock full of lots of inspirational writings, I might add. But on the most recent article, I shared a number of links of things that have come across my desk in the last few days, or things that I know of and that inspire me, that are tools and resources, all of them free for the most part, that you can tap into that give you wisdom. Check out the description of the video below on YouTube to see the link to the article on my website. But the key is to find something, whether it's written or a video, that each day inspires you. The second suggestion is to take some time each day for meditation. Many of us, I know, have been long-time meditators, so let's not use this time of fear and isolation to change the patterns of our lives. Let's not get out of a routine pattern of meditation. But if you are not a meditator, then I'd encourage you to use this time to start one. There's many of books and online resources that you can tap into to give you ideas for quickly putting into place a practice of meditation. I've done some videos on easy meditations that you can use, and there's links to them in the description of the program. The third suggestion is to use this time to practice a sense of gratitude. I know that seems counterintuitive in these moments when the world out there seems to be challenging us. But if you look around you, you will find things every day to feel thankful for. I know that one of the practices that my wife and I do is most nights we sit and share what it is we're feeling thankful for, where we're full of gratitude. If you've got a partner with you in isolation, it's good to sit down and share those ideas, because one of you will feed off of the other, and the more you look at it or the more you hear about what they're thankful for, it's going to give you ideas in your own life of things that you feel gratitude. Certainly take some time each day for looking for the good that's going on in your life. If nothing else, sit down and journal. Write down things in your life that you're thankful for. Or it's really powerful to get this sense right before you go to bed, to go into the evening hours with a sense of thankfulness for your life. I've done some videos on gratitude as well, and there's links in the show description below. The fourth suggestion is to use the news and the media as a spiritual practice. You know, it's easy just to sit it down and let it passively wash over you, and to take in the negativity and the fear that comes through our news. But you can look at the news in a different light. One of the things that you can do is to set an intention before you watch the news that you're going to see the blessings that are in the news and to bless those who are impacted by the events that you're hearing. That is, set the intention that it's going to be a positive experience for you, that you're going to see the good in it. Once you set that intention, then as you watch the news, as negativity is shared with you through the commentator, sit there and quietly to yourself say a small blessing for those who are impacted by the events. As they talk about people who have contracted the virus, bless those individuals. As they talk about people who've been economically impacted by the virus, bless those. See that there is a good coming from all of the news that's being presented. Oftentimes the news will present some positive news stories about people that are stepping up and sharing resources or providing things or being neighborly in a way that they haven't in the past. Look for it. Have the intention in mind to notice those. And when you hear them, note them in your mind and say, there's another example of good that is coming from these events. If you can shift how you look at the news, it can truly be a spiritual practice that allows you to be giving of yourself and your thanks and your blessings to those who are impacted by worldly events, but to also see the gifts of the goodness and love that's being shared by others on the planet. My fifth suggestion is, even though we may be physically isolated, that doesn't mean we can't be socially engaged with other people. And I'm encouraging you as a spiritual practice to remain spiritually connected, to be socially connected to those in your life, and to use those connections as a means of providing service where you can. What do I mean by this? Consider your friends, your family, your coworkers, anybody who may be out there who may be isolated in this moment, and to reach out to them. Take some time each day to text them, call them, post something on social media, email, whatever the appropriate method is for you. Reach out to the people around you and check in with them. See how they're doing during this time, and ask if they need something. To the degree that you have the ability to provide services that you're not, forced to be at home, look for situations where perhaps you can do something for someone else. And maybe that something can be done remotely and online. But there's opportunities for us to be of service and love and caring with others in our lives, even if we're physically distant from them. So there you have it. I've given you 5 general suggestions on ways that you can develop spiritual practices and enhance your spiritual nature during this time of social distancing. But I'd like to give you 2 other suggestions during this time. One is to continue to feed your mind and your intellect, and the other is to make sure to take care of your body. Your mind and intellect can be fed by a number of ways: reading nonfiction books, watching documentaries, developing new skills and abilities, developing those abilities to cook or to learn a new language or to learn some other skill or ability during this time where you've got a little extra time on your hands. But continue to develop your personal abilities and practices and your intellect. Think of something that you've always wanted to learn and find resources available for it online for you to watch on YouTube videos or whatever that will help you develop the ability in that. Resources such as the great courses and programs like that, or Curiosity Stream, a streaming service, offer a lot of nonfiction programming that can be used to create your own personal development path for cognitive enhancement. And for your physical nature, find a way to exercise every day. I know that I have a rower that I get on and spend time each morning, but I also get out and walk my dog while we can still get out and walk and the weather is good. Do that. Get outside and do something to the degree that you can. But make sure you do something each day that feeds your physical nature and keeps you physically healthy. So there you go, a whole bunch of suggestions for developing your spiritual path while you're isolated, as well as maintaining your mental and physical state. What things are you doing? I'd love to hear the ideas and suggestions you have for how you are developing your skills and abilities during this time of social distancing. Be sure to leave a comment in the field below. And like always, thanks for watching. Till next time. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. There's a similar video right here next to my face if you want to click on it. Also, if you want to get notifications of future videos, be sure to hit that subscribe button on the bottom left-hand corner. If you'd like to contact me, email me at the address on the screen or drop me a comment in the comment field below on YouTube. Thanks.